Ooh. I think it's a great idea.
Walk-up songs.
What would be your song?
Put On For My City by Jeezy, I think.
Was that gonna be your serving song
Yeah.
too? Okay, so then mine would be Hot by Gunna and Young Thug. Or like Diva by Beyonce.
Depending on the day.
Yeah, depending on the day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what my song would be, to be honest. No, that's not even my favorite song. I said I liked it one time.
She loves it.
And now we can officially start the Elite Eight press conference here. And welcome to day 3 and to the Elite Eight and the Yum Center again, one more time. Just going to start with some opening remarks about playing Oregon in the Elite Eight.
Really thankful to be here. I think Oregon is a really, really good team. And when the bracket was drawn, I was thinking, I don't want to see Oregon in our regional, and then I saw them in there. So they've been playing well. I would call them red hot. I think they've won their last 16 matches. So definitely going to be a challenge tomorrow night. But very thankful to be here at the Yum, where we can have our home crowd and just feel really comfortable. So definitely excited for the opportunity tomorrow.
Started? Right here? Start here and then go
I
there.
want local media to start.
Okay.
Danny, you kind of talked about it, and when we talked about Baylor, you talked about a team that was really good offensively. So what problems, in specific with this game with Oregon, do they create that you all have to be ready for? Because, I mean, again, another team that can really just attack.
Oh, yeah. They have 2 of the best outside hitters in the country. They run a really fast offense. That's always a challenge for anybody. It's a challenge for us. So, I mean, we're going to – luckily, the way the regionals are set up now, we have a day in between, so we have a day to prepare. So that's going to be very, very helpful. But I'd say their fast offense, their outsides, and then the fact that you have to prep for multiple players. So you saw yesterday they had 2 players come off the bench and have amazing games. So then that adds more prep. So you're not just prepping for 3 or 4 starters, you're prepping for 6 or 7.
For the girls, talk about, you probably got to watch a little bit of the Oregon games. Talk about what you saw, and 2 people who do a lot of blocking. What's your plan with that quick offense coming at you?
Yeah, I think just like Danny said, Oregon runs a fast offense, and faster than ours. So it's different than what we see in the gym every day, and that's something that always takes a little time to adjust to. So for blocking, I think going into today's practice and tomorrow, I'm focusing on getting up faster than maybe I normally do on an everyday basis, and that's going to be a key to our defense and our offense, is being able to slow down their really good outsides at the net. And just trying to be solid and good and setting up a good defensive scheme for the people behind me, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with Iko. A faster offense, we're going to have to get up sooner, and that's something that's hard to adjust to. And I guess as a middle, moving pin to pin, there's just a lot of things that are going on. So as a blocker, I was trying to think, first get to the ball, then at least just try and touch it. But now it's probably more like try and beat the ball. But, yeah, definitely got to have just a little bit of a faster mindset going into tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the prep. I think Danny said yesterday that part of the reason that we can come in, we almost have, she said, a 3-point advantage because we're so well prepared. Talk about, Dan and Danny and Parker and everybody's contribution to your preparation and your scouting.
Mm-hmm. I've never played on any other team, but I have never heard of a staff that better prepares their team for a game. When we go into games, we feel like we know what the other team's going to do before they even do it, and then if they switch to their plan B, we're like, oh, this person's going there, this person's going there, and then it happens, and it makes the game kind of feel so much easier. And I think, I didn't even know Danny said that yesterday, but it's spot on. It's like we go into a game, and we recently have been talking about winning the pre-whistle, expecting what we know is going to happen, and then it's easier to adjust when maybe they do something that's not on the scout. But they put in a lot of time in that, and we have everyone scouts a different part of the game. So when we come together and we sit and film, we have the entire game plan of our opponents sitting in front of us, and it just, I know that's one of the reasons why we are in this Elite Eight, is because we out prep every team that we play, and our coaches are really good at that.
Danny, as far as I'm sorry, did you have anything?
I mean, no, she hit it all. She got it.
Aiko's always good at that. But Danny, as far as that pace, have you seen anything like that this year? Obviously, you played great teams, but to prepare for that, like you said, you get one day to prepare. Any experiences with that throughout the season?
Pitt, who we play every year a couple times, runs really fast offense. So that luckily we have prepared for this type of speed. It's just going to be different hitters, but I definitely would compare their speed to Pitt, and we start slow against Pitt often, so it'll be a good challenge for us to start out strong.
When they had the match against Nebraska that it went to 5 sets, again, they're going to have that adrenaline, that momentum coming into this game. How much do you tell your team to just be prepared for what could be, some battles like that where there will be a lot of emotions? The Elite Eight NCAA tournament, just that kind of comes with it.
Yeah, we feel like we've prepared for that all season. We've had a lot of emotional matches, and we work and talk about being even-keeled almost every day, and talk about the look in our eyes and looking at each other, and that gives us a lot of comfort. So I think it's on the coaches to stay loose and confident, and then that bleeds into the players. So it's not really us telling them, it's us modeling what we want them to be like on the court.
But for the players, how are you feeling getting ready for that? One game for a chance to be in a second straight Final Four. Just what's the feeling and the mindset right now?
Nervous in a good way. The good jitters, I was telling Danny when we walked in here, like walking into the arena brings so many emotions, not just from last year, but walking in and seeing that blue sport court, seeing all the NCAA signage, it's like this is a big moment. And just realizing that and soaking that in, but also kind of realizing like it's do or die, and tomorrow determines a lot for the rest of our season and the rest of some of our careers. It's like this is big, but the only way you kind of get through it and get through it well is if you embrace it, and that's what we try to do, and everyone that was here last year, that's what we encourage the younger ones to do, is like you have to soak this up because nothing compares.
Yeah, I'd agree with Aiko. Just the nerves are there, but it comes from more of a place of excitement because it just is such a cool place to be with such great people. And I guess I feel like I'd compare it to the most is like the only time you ever really find yourself playing on sport court in a big arena with a lot of lights is like when you're back in club. And during those club days, that's when volleyball is just so fun and carefree. So that's what kind of just gets me through these times, is just like, yeah, as nervous as it can be, like, I mean, like you lose, you're done, like you got to work hard, but it's just so fun and cool to be here. So just soaking it up and just feeling all the feels.
Yeah, and going off of that, I think we play our best volleyball when we're having a good time. And it's easier to do well when the people around you are doing well, when you look around, everyone's smiling, when you can laugh at your sometimes egregious errors. But when we are having fun, like if we're not having fun, you can tell, and Danny's always like, someone needs to go out there and start smiling or we're not going to win this game. So it's like in soaking all this up and kind of embracing this big moment, we have more fun and we play so much better.
Danny, you've been on this stage before as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, but kind of big picture question, how did your time at Nebraska help you get to this moment, and what have you learned as a player, as an assistant, working with John, all those things?
I definitely think I realize how hard it is, and to not take it for granted, and that details matter, and looking back, I think I have a great perspective because I know what it feels like as a player and as a coach, and so I can really relate to what they're feeling, and then we can play off each other. But I definitely think with John and learning from him, it's just details are so important, and it's so hard. Like every single day is so important to this journey, and I'm really proud of our team for understanding that and knowing, like, you're one game away from losing that host seed or losing an ACC championship. So every single practice is very, very important. And so we talk a lot just about, quantity over quality. And so we take every rep in the weight room or the gym really seriously.
And then is there like one specific lesson from him that you've just drawn back to over the years?
Not really anything specific. I think John's just really great at running a program and managing a program. And so you can't really point to one specific thing. It's more just how he manages people on a day-to-day basis.
What would it mean to you to go to the Final Four in Omaha, where your career began?
Yeah, it would be amazing. And we were there in the bubble. That was kind of a different type of tournament, and obviously we didn't make the Final Four that year, but we had an opportunity to, and it would mean a lot to be back there. And I won there as a player and an assistant coach, and to be pretty full circle to win as a head coach.
Yeah, have you talked to them about all of it and like just the memories that you have as a player winning there?
Not really. We're making new memories, I guess. So.
Yeah, sure.
Has it been kind of surreal for you to look back over your journey, 6 years here, building this program, and now you're hosting a regional? Nebraska is here, and now you have this opportunity to go to Omaha and have this full circle moment, and you've also built this program to have like such a big volleyball presence in this city. So what is that kind of like to look back at this program that you've built?
It's pretty amazing, and I felt like that last year when we were in Freedom Hall, and I thought that was, we always say we're never going to have an opportunity like this again, and we're so lucky to get this, and then to have it again a second year in a row and have it be different because we're in the Yum is pretty incredible. And again, I hope they understand, and we understand as a staff just how hard it is, and that's why you really have to enjoy every minute and not take it for granted and have fun and be really thankful to the people around us that have helped us get here. So it's been pretty amazing to look back and think that we are hosting for the second year in a row a regional final. I mean, Aiko's been here pretty much the whole time I've been here, so maybe she has something to add.
Yeah, I'm 1 year behind you on that. It's unreal to think about when I first talked to Danny, or to think about when Danny came on a home visit to Jamaica. I was so, for me it's a little different, I guess, than with PK, because I was just focused on oh my God, I'm going to the U.S. to play D1. That was the thing for me. And my goal was always to say, okay, how far can I get in this sport? So to think that tomorrow I'll be in my second straight Elite 8, third overall, and we're hosting, that is absolutely insane. And 5 years ago, if you had asked me if I saw myself here, the answer would be heck no. I'm just going to have a good time. So it's crazy to see the growth, but also crazy to feel the growth, because going into yesterday's game felt so different than it did last year or even in 2019. It's just crazy to feel how different it feels, and to know that we belong here. I always think back to 2019, where it's kind of we are not supposed to be here. We were in Texas, we did not think this was happening. Everyone was not supposed to be here. This is going to be so fun. And I think since then, it's no, we belong here. We are supposed to be here. And if we didn't have the opportunity to practice today, it would be a disappointment. But 5 years ago, it's just we had a great year. Great job, everyone. See you in January. So it's kind of crazy to kind of live through that transition and have people buy into the program, and just I will follow Danny anywhere she goes. And I just think we have something special here, and we just love it.
Yeah, so around the time when I committed to Louisville, I guess I knew what I was signing up for with the coaches and the types of players I was going to run into, because, that's why I picked it. Awesome people, awesome players. But I guess I didn't realize what kind of program that they would transform themselves into, because the year they were at Texas, that was my senior year of high school, I was wow, these girls are good, kind of okay, but I'm they're really doing the thing right now. So then to come in the next year and just see how Danny and her staff just develop each other, how the players just work hard day in and day out and have a fun time while doing it. It's just been super cool to be a part of. And I guess, coming into college, I was it's a bigger stage. It'll be a lot more things to get done. And I never knew how far this program would go. And I truly didn't think I'd be sitting here about to play in an Elite 8 after doing that last year. And just, I don't know. There's just so many heights to be reached. And I can't imagine them doing that anywhere else.
Yeah, for both of the girls, what's it like having a coach in Danny who's been there, done that, seen just about everything?
She's so cool.
She's really cool. She's cool, yeah. And
Thank
she's a
you.
badass, like literally a badass. But it's really comforting because, yeah, so Danny has been in our exact shoes before, so it's really nice to go to somebody who you can relate to. And I don't know if you were at anything like this, but I did want to go to school that had a female head coach because, yeah, I think all top 3 schools had female head coaches. Because, yeah, they had played at that level. They just relate to you a little bit more in ways that you can't explain. And it's just so cool seeing people that you used to look up live out their dreams and help you do the same.
Yeah, I think also you have a coach who has won more than one national championships at different levels of their career. And, like, you walk into tournament games and they're showing, like, history of the NCAA tournament and, like, past highlights, and you see a picture and you're like, Danny's in that picture. And it's kind of crazy because this is the same coach that comes to practice every day and tells you how much she loves to coach you. And it's like, you've won it all. Like, why? But you come here every day and you're like, yeah, we're going to see how far we can get and we're going to, like, grind today. And it's kind of like she's had what we all are trying to get, but she still gives her all every day, and she, like, pours into us, and she knows how we feel every day because we want it and she wanted it. And I think that just makes it, she's just really cool. I don't know.
Yeah, but what goes through your mind? It looks like you're about to cry.
I won't cry.
Just what goes through your mind when you hear them say those things about you?
First of all, I'm flattered they think I'm cool, so they do keep me up to speed on, what's hip. But I don't know. It means a lot to be able to mentor amazing women and to see them grow. And you get into coaching, in my opinion, for 2 reasons: to compete at as highest level as you can and to change people's lives. And so when you're doing both of those at the same time and winning, that's the bonus. So I just thankful that we've recruited a great group that really trust each other and trust us.
Anything else? It's a good one to end on, right?
You guys are sweet.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.